It will be very interesting to see what changes are made in the second half tactically, in view of the way the flow of play ran in that first half, with Morton taking the early initiative and performing extremely well. Motherwell just showing in a couple of bursts in that period, but the first half honours undoubtedly belonging to Morton. And there's Chris McCart having to be careful with that headed pass back. Good piece of defending. And the change has been made by Motherwell. They've brought on Steve Kirk to replace Ian Angus, so the Scottish Cup scoring hero is on the field, playing wide on the right for Motherwell. That's been some tactical alterations. Kirk wearing number 12, playing wide on the right. Ian Angus has been replaced in the centre of midfield by Jim Griffin. This is Cooper losing his bearings there. Down goes Collins. A tough landing there for young Derek Collins. A foul committed by the Motherwell skipper Tom Boyd. Cooper lost his bearings there, allowing Collins to come forward. There's the late tackle. Well, Tommy McLean offering some instructions from the dugout. So more defensive work from Motherwell. McDonald pitches the ball into the area, but Maxwell's in all sorts of trouble. Rowan Alexander looks to the heavens in despair, and this was one which certainly showed uncertainty in the Motherwell defence. It's played in by Ian McDonald. Maxwell, the reason not only to him starts to come for this, there appeared to be one he could have left to his defenders, but Alexander got to the ball and it looked just over the bar. Motherwell getting nothing at all out of these long high balls down the middle. Alexander to Mahood. Tackle came from O'Donnell. These two having their own personal battle in midfield, O'Donnell and Mahood. Here's Griffin. Doak. Releasing Pickering over on the far side. Nyholt read that superbly for Motherwell. Kirk under pressure from Mahood. The youngster does so well to win that tackle. There's Craig Patterson going across. But the referee is going to take some action here against Luke Nyholt. A little bit of frustration creeping in. Nyholt committing an infringement there in the midst of that hectic activity, which results in the first booking of the match. The Morton fans certainly enjoying this match to the full. So here was Pickering, and there was the late reckless challenge from Nyholt, which resulted in the booking. Pickering leaves it to McDonald. The high ball the first time and the second. There's Mahood. Snatched to the shot. Oh, the young man clearly with a very promising future. Free kick from Ian McDonald. Headed away by McCart. Look at his determination here, going for the ball again. A bit too high at the point where Mahood made contact. Kirk the target for the high ball. Reid got in there ahead of him. This is Boyd. The offside flag is up. It was Steve Kirk, I think. Perhaps also Phil O'Donnell. There have been further alterations in the Motherwell tactical setup. Steve Kirk has moved into a central position. Joe McLeod has moved out to the wide right position. Kirk clearly now being asked to support Dougie Arnott through the middle. Good header there by McCart. This is Boyd and O'Donnell. Good running by the youngster. Fine play. McLeod free on the right. Through the middle is Arnott. It's for Arnott. Turning inside, Hunter is great play by Arnott, and a wonderful save by Wiley. The ball is still in play. Here's Cooper. Making for the byline. Measuring the cross, is cleared by Reid. Suddenly Morton are living very dangerously. That's a great ball though by Gagan, a chance for Morton on the break. And a superb tackle by Boyd. Outstanding play by the little captain. And Motherwell clearly inspired by that break made by Phil O'Donnell a moment ago. Here's Kirk. Nowhere to go there in that area. McDonald and O'Donnell clash. There's Kirk playing it towards Cooper. There's Dave McCabe, and forward it goes from McCabe. All the credit here goes to Phil O'Donnell, the way he stepped away from a couple of challenges in that deep position. Looked up, look at the way he's checking on all the possibilities. Then he picked out Dougie Arnold, who spun away here from Jim Hunter, and the save from Wiley was vital. And in the midst of all that, Motherwell have made another change. They've brought on Ian Ferguson as a substitute to replace Joe McLeod. So another change in the Motherwell firepower. Ferguson beaten in the air by Hunter. Breaks there to Reid. Here's Mahood and MacDonald. Collins coming from the deep position on the right, running at Boyd. Well, the play is allowed to continue with MacDonald in possession. The advantage rule was applied. Didn't come to much though for Morton, and Cooper releases Ferguson on the right. Arnott waits in the middle. Cooper trying to get into the edge of the box also. Played across there towards Arnott. Reid makes a good headed clearance, complaining bitterly that he was pushed by Arnott, but it is a corner kick to Motherwell, and suddenly now we appear to have a real cup tie in our hands. Here's Ian Ferguson looking up all the time, trying to pick out the correct ball into the box. He was looking there for Arnott, and Reid got there first. Cooper's corner kick. Up goes Patterson. Wiley's in some trouble. Turned in by Kirk. It won't count. A foul by Arnott on Wiley. So the cheers of the Motherwell fans stifled. We'll see why from this replay. Wiley in trouble. Arnott then leaning in front of the goalkeeper. It was beautifully turned in by Kirk, but the whistle had already gone. Bouncing ball for Arnott to hold up. Well tackled by Hunter. There's Griffin looking for O'Donnell. The interception made by Collins. This is Alexander. It really has been an excellent performance from Morton. Good running from Mahood from midfield. Running into Patterson. Here's Gagan with a chance now. He has Alexander free in the left. An excellent shooting opportunity is passed up by Rowan Alexander. Well, what fine play it was from Morton. They really have been the better side throughout the bulk of the match so far. That ball play forward by Gagan. Tough tackle, Patterson, Mahood. Then Gagan stepped in. He had Alexander making a good run to his left. That was an excellent chance. The throw finds Arnott. Oh, Boyd playing it early. Ferguson almost got to that. Well, there's the scoring instincts of Ian Ferguson shown there as he came in for this ball. The long throw there from Cooper finding Arnott. Eased the ball across to Boyd, and it was Ferguson trying to get across the front of Reid. Headed away by Doak. This is O'Donnell. That's a good pass. Cooper. Doak stood his ground. This is Griffin picking up the loose ball. Allows Boyd to take over. Here's a chance now. O'Donnell trying to control it for Ferguson. Well, two Motherwell players appear to have an excellent chance there, but neither made up his mind to go for goal. Here's a chance for Ferguson. This could open the scoring for Motherwell, and he was in a hurry with the shot. Disappointment there for Ian Ferguson, such a prolific goal scorer over the years. This was a great earlier chance though. O'Donnell and Ferguson together. Ferguson caught off balance, and when the ball was cleared it looked as though Morton had mopped up the danger. But then as the ball was played across there by Alexander, another chance popped up. It was played into the path there of Ian Ferguson. He had to try to hit the target with this, but he failed. Up goes Phil O'Donnell. Cooper goes to collect. Looking for Ferguson on the right. Headed away by McInnes. Here's Gagan. Not quite what he intended, but the ball found Brian Reid though. Here's McCabe. Now Alexander. Morton making a late flurry now to try to win the match. Through it goes to Mahood. replay again by young Alan Mahood, who's had a fine match for Morton, continuing his football education against Premier Division opposition. Linking up here with Rowan Alexander, trying to find a clear shooting chance as he was tackled by Patterson. So we've had more than 2 minutes of injury time. There's been a lot of it though, so it could be a little bit more to come. Collins with a header. Here's McCarthy in the middle of the field. Back it goes to Patterson. Lashed forward there towards Arnott. Appear to be pushed, but the referee waves play on. There's Kirk. McInnes, Fowler rather, with the clearance. There's no more action. Morton have earned the replay. And indeed, it's something they cannot possibly begrudge on the evidence of this afternoon's play. Indeed, for long phases of the match with the better side, young Alan Mahood was outstanding in the middle of the field for Morton. And their supporters celebrating on the far side and behind that goal. They've had a magnificent performance from their favourites. For Motherwell, a lacklustre overall display, which will not please their manager, Dave McCabe. The former Motherwell player goes off. It will be a fascinating replay in midweek at Capello. The final score at Fir Park: Motherwell 0, Morton 0.
Alan, before the match, I imagine you might have been quite happy to have a replay at Capello, but having watched that match, what is your overall reaction?
I think over the piece that we deserved the victory more than a draw, although we're quite happy with the draw. And being honest, I think they had 2 good chances. I think they could have scored. I think over the 90 minutes we were the better team.
What was the basic game plan you came with?
We came and just played our own game, what we've been doing since October. And that's the way we just kept playing. We weren't going to change our game for him. You know, although we respect David Cooper and he's a great player, we never changed our tactics.
Well, the man of the match award went to your young centre-half, Brian Reid. What do you see as his attributes?
He's running in the air, he's commanding in the air, and I think he did everything, even his tackling. But more important, he's got pace, and he's a good passer of the ball. You know, I think he's got a great future.
And you also had young Alan Mahood in the middle of the field. I think he's got a downside to this performance today in the international team.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. I didn't like pulling any player out of the Scottish team, but he understands it. He's just disappointed, but he'll accept it.
Now, you've got a replay coming up in midweek. How will you approach that?
Unfortunately, I would like it to be a bit later in the week, but our players, a lot of them part-time, they won't get the same rest as the other players. But because it's at Capello, I think that'll give us a boost.
Can you win it?
Oh yes, and no doubt about that. We'll go out and we'll look to win it.
Well done today. Thanks very much indeed, Alan.